welcome back to the Tee Off, an Australian podcast about the awesome sport of disc golf. My name is Paddy Robinson, and this is episode 63, and we've got the boys are back. We've got the three originals. Fergie, how are you?
I'm good. It's great to be back. A bit on and off lately, but that's all right. Life gets in the way sometimes.
Is that who you are? I was wondering who the mustachioed man next to my on my left was.
It's back. It didn't take me that long, but it's well and truly back.
It really didn't.
Thank God.
No, it's good to have us all in. We've got a big episode here, so let's just get straight into it. Now, a couple episodes ago, we did talk about some guys getting 888s in some rounds. Now, one of them included Clayton Beck.
Oh, I thought that was just a round rating, actually, when I saw that. Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Now, the 888, just to clarify, Paddy, what is it? What does the 888 mean?
888 is if you're suspected of ratings tampering.
So, like pulling out without a valid reason, basically, and not informing the TD.
Yeah. They were the two, and we did notice that Clayton had one, and so we got a little bit of clarification. He sent in when he played the 22 double charge, he played it left-handed, as he was in a sling with his right hand at the time, didn't want to, but he didn't want to not play the tournament. He said, I believe I was 925 rated at the time, and my second left-hand round would have been 890 rated if he had finished. He wasn't allowed to play without a PDJ number since he had one. So he did either play that or he dropped out because he didn't think that he deserved such a low rating.
890s, that's pretty handy with your opposite hand.
No? Yeah, wow, Clayton.
Like, that's not
solid.
bad.
Yes, but his question, is it trash or cash that he did that?
Ooh. What else could he have done? Maybe just tank, just like whiff a few putts.
Yeah.
It's the not finishing that I don't like. Just finish. That's what I don't like. I would say not finishing trash, but like actually playing with your arm in a sling and playing offhanded. That is super cash. What a legend.
No, I think it's cash. You can't trash that.
But go all the way, mate. And I think like just if you would have gone to the very end of the round, like the karma would have come around and you would have 5-putted the last hole and it wouldn't have counted.
Yeah.
The gods have a way of doing that. That's how I got my 10 at Eruption. There's going to be a bad rated round.
Did you get a 10 at Eruption?
Fuck, I shouldn't have brought it up.
Look, I think if he just wanted to play and someone was playing injured and playing with their opposite non-dominant hand, I think I would just would have given it to him and not said 888 and just let him play without scoring. I don't know. But that's just me. Whatever. But overall, what are we saying? Cash?
No, it's trash. Yeah,
trash?
It's still trash. Got to finish it off because, I mean, like his rating would have affected other people's rating as well. And once you do not finish and it gets taken out, you're not only influencing your rating artificially, you're also influencing everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I know what it's like to miss out on comps and stuff like that, but you can't. I mean, if you're going to play the comp, I guess you got to play the comp. You
and
can't
finish it.
You know, just retire. I mean, don't even play it if you're injured, I suppose.
Okay. Does this mean I get to play my new trash jingle? Sweet.
Here we go.
Let's
Can't
do
be
it.
any worse than the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You edged it towards trash just for this.
Don't judge me.
That's garbage.
Oh, there we go.
Play it again for that jingle. That's
garbage.
There you go.
So the breaking of the glass trash jingle, that broke all of our levels and just peaked everything. And you've somehow found something worse. So well done, Paddy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Who's singing that?
That's what I'm here for.
Sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar. Well, I've been watching a lot of Sesame Street and Seinfeld lately. So there's two hints. If you can tell me who they are, fantastic.
There you go.
All right, straight into the next one. We've got a quick disc golf reflection tip of the week. Now, this is one that we're trying to avoid us actually giving advice, and it's some good ones that we've heard getting around. So, Tim, you've picked this one. This is Yuli.
Heaven forbid I bring in a tip of the week.
Yeah.
I think in a nutshell, the tip is to start good. That's all his tip.
Okay.
But it's more just like an interesting point that he brought up on the Tour Life podcast. Shout out to Brody's podcast.
All right, let's have a quick listen.
So,
wait, let me dive into this a little bit more too, because this is important, I think. If I'm in that situation, like let's say I'm Calvin, I believe there is some chess going on and there's confidence being exchanged through the card that people don't realize, right? So when you start the round, there's different things that happen during the round, and we call it momentum, but it's actually like confidence being exchanged through the card, right? Like, okay, I have momentum. I have the confidence. This is what's going to happen. I can only say this at like smaller events because I don't win big tournaments, but I do have experience winning at smaller events, right? And when there's somebody on my card and let's say that he makes the lead card, I already know if I play good, I'm going to beat that guy, right?
Yeah.
If he bogeys the first hole, he just gave me his confidence. I own that now. And I'm going to hold on to that through the whole entire round because I know in a big situation, he might do that again. So I won't ever give up. I won't ever get down. And then I have control over the card. You can't do that with people like Calvin because he knows that's who you are.
Just the exchanging of confidence, that really was ringing true to me.
Yeah,
like
I don't know about the terminology about him saying he's given me his confidence.
it is I kind of gel with that, to be honest.
Maybe it's semantics, but I don't see that like that you've taken this from someone. That, you know what I mean? Like it's not that it was even really given to you. Maybe they just lost it. You know what I mean? And you, I guess, whether in your thinking is believing that like I then can fill that space with more confidence in myself. So it's maybe just a little semantics thing.
Yeah, it's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
I can kind of picture myself, I'm up against someone that I think that I've got a good chance of beating. If I play to my best, I'm going to beat them. And then I watch them take a bogey on the first hole. They've kind of removed some of the pressure on me because I'm like, well, now I've got the confidence to do whatever I want to do in this round because he's already taken a backward step, I guess. That exchanging of confidence, that's, I don't know. It just made a lot of sense to me, and you know how much I loved mixed cards. You just don't get that sort of stuff when you do mixed cards, so a bit more evidence for me.
I think what's interesting as well is not just within the card itself and between players, but between actual cards. Like you see so often like the lead card maybe just capitulate, and then you've got the chase card that are just steaming down, and they know what's going on. They're seeing the scores and stuff. So you might not even be on the same card, but there could be that exchange of confidence as well between from those behind you.
I did like his point of like when he's on the card with someone that he knows he's got covered, and that did make me think, who do you boys think you've got covered?
When I go playing with my son who's 6, I'm
little Eddie Ray.
I never really think about that, to be honest. I think you were talking about confidence. I don't really care who I'm playing against. If I go into that tournament, I know that my body's feeling right. Then it all depends on. I honestly bring it back to like how I'm playing on the course at the time. It's pretty. I mean, there's maybe been a couple times where I've come into like a final round and know that there's someone that has the potential to get up, and then maybe that situation that happened where they've bogeyed the first one. You're like, okay, they're going to get in their own head. But honestly, I think I'm my biggest enemy out there. So who have I got covered, and who has my measure? Me.
It's you.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if it's tip of the week. Just thought I'd bring it to the table and see what people think.
Well,
what about yourself?
Anyone? Yeah.
I can tell you who's got me covered, like who sort of is zapping my confidence. And if I miss the first hole, like I'm already like, I'm done. And that'd be Bainey. Bainey and a couple of the Canberra boys, but more so Bainey. I just know that like...
What do you mean zapping your confidence?
So I just can't make a mistake, you know. He's not going to make a mistake. He very well may. But in my head, I'm like, I do have to play my absolute best to beat this guy. And I just missed one. That's going to really set me back. I don't know. There's a few boys I'd put in the I think I've got them covered category, but I don't want to mention it live on air.
You brought it up. Go on.
No. That's for me.
I mean, I think there's...
I'll mention one. Luke Pote. Got you, mate.
Shots fired.
No, I don't get out for the tournament play much these days, but certainly the casual stuff. I know Luke Pote and I have some good battles, which is good fun.
That's it.
And sometimes he's got it over me, and sometimes I've got it over him. I like it.
I think we had a tip a couple of weeks back where Jay was saying like it depends who's on, and I guess if I'm up there and someone is on, and sometimes it's pretty rare to be on at the same time. But yeah, there's a stack of players who, if I know that they're on, they're going to be hard to beat. Like your Dylan Feldmans, your Luke Baines, Jade Brady, Austin. Like all like those guys when they're on. But at the same time, like I've seen all of those guys not be on and crumble.
Yeah.
So including myself too. So
and when they're not on, you're sapping their confidence, right?
I
feel like when that someone misses a putt, I almost always step up and get the putt. I'm just like, thanks, mate.
To be honest, like when those guys aren't on, and I have seen them not be on, we don't need to do anything. They're doing it themselves, and I do it as well. I will we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah, I definitely don't feed off it necessarily. Like feed off someone else, just going to shit or whatever.
Oh, I love it. Eat it for lunch.
I mean, yes, we are competitors and stuff, and to be honest, like it sucks when you see someone like really spiral. It really does suck. But at the same time, we're in a competition, and I'm like, I'll let you spiral.
Yeah, keep spiraling.
Because
he's digging a hole. You just like, here's a shovel, mate. Yeah. Keep going.
I was going to say it's interesting that what he says about Calvin, because he just doesn't really kind of buy into that. He doesn't give him much. Yeah, and that's across like loads of sports. Whether it's footy or tennis or something like that. Like someone like a Federer, in his prime, just nothing fazed the bloke.
Yeah,
I mean, he, the other bloke could be playing lights out, and he could miss a few, drives down the line or whatever. But ultimately, he's not going to just roll over. So
I've got to admit, I hope I try and be pretty supportive when I'm out there, because I've played a few cards over in America, and it can be cold, when you're playing with those dudes, because they are so they're like that. They're just there to do their thing and play, and it's not the most fun.
Yeah, it's pretty ice cold that.
Yeah,
I get it both ways though, because you're like, they're focusing on their sort of what they have to do basically. Yeah, and if someone's having a meltdown, like you can go one of two ways, and I think if you went one way, the person would say they wanted the other way. Like you can either give them too much attention and encouragement, and they'll be like get out of my face, I need my space, or you give them their distance and you give them some space, and then they're like, oh, it would have been nice if you had to pick me up a little bit there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
100%. Anyway, interesting one though.
I can't believe my tip of the week went for this bloody long. Let's move on to the next section, Paddy.
All right,
he's learning, Paddy. He's getting there.
What's news around the world, around Australia? What's news? What's happened and who's spoken?
The news and tournament recap is brought to you by Disc Golf Warehouse. Use the code TEOFF at the checkout and snag yourself a cheeky little discount.
Boys, we had a Disc Golf Pro Tour Plus event, the Portland Open, presented by Latitude 64. And I'll get to the winners straight away. Gannon Burr and Paige Pierce.
Who?
The chocolates.
What?
Paige Pierce. You may remember her from such tournaments as... Actually, her last win was literally a full year ago.
Over a year.
Over a year, yeah. That's right. Crazy.
Which I can't exactly remember, but it would have been the East Coast, or been close to the East Coast?
Good question. Might have been not music. That was KT.
Yeah.
Might have been Maple Hill. I don't know. Can't remember. But look, shout out to Paige Pierce. Let's dive straight into FPO. She got a 2-shot win over Holland Hanley and 5-shot win over Sophia Donecker from Canada. There's a name I had not heard before. But did you guys see this chick? She can absolutely rip.
Yeah.
Apparently she's got a PhD in organic chemistry. So...
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Who is
organic chemistry?
Who's the other PhD on the bloke?
What's that?
Who's the other? Is it Calvin? Calvin's got a.
He's an engineer, Calvin.
Engineer.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they should have babies.
Calvin, does he have a PhD?
No, I don't think he's got a PhD.
No, maybe
he's an
not.
engineer. Yeah.
Oh, there's someone else who's
Nico
pretty
Lacastro.
smart.
He's got a PhD.
Organic something else. Yeah.
pretty huge dickhead. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to shout out Sophia though, because she absolutely can rip. She averaged 50 above her rating, and she was the first Canadian to make a podium on the Disc Golf Pro Tour event. So shout out.
Yeah. Awesome.
So she's sort of dipping her toe into the disc golf pro scene in the States, and I hope she stick around because she looks amazing.
Is she on the Canadian team?
Ooh, for
maybe.
Woofdorf?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be interesting.
I haven't
That'd be
seen.
interesting.
Apparently, there's been some announcements of players coming over, but there's some big European names coming, so that'll be good.
Very cool.
Hopefully, she gets over. That'll be cool.
It's not all about Sophia though. Gave her a little spotlight. We got to look at Paige because she dominated. It was 2 shots over Holland, but it wasn't very close. There was a 3-shot swing on the very last hole. Paige went at 44% C1 reg, 74% C2 reg, and putted at 86 C1X. So
putted at 86 C1X. Mate.
That's going to win your comps.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
Does
That's
KT
huge.
even hit that? Like, she's been in the 80s, but I don't know. That's close to the 90s for Paige.
Yeah. Did you boys watch?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She looked very solid.
She looked great, actually. Like, yeah, everything looked really good. I wanted to highlight the. Did you see her throw in from the drop zone where she? No, okay. I think it was like, put me on the spot. 11, hole 12 or something in the final round. Like, she missed a. They thought she might have missed a Mando, so she played a provisional from the drop zone and throws it in, and then plays the other one and gets a par.
Yeah, wow.
So, yeah, it was a par anyway.
That's awesome.
It was nuts, man.
Yeah. Speaking of throw-ins, Anakin Sten got a nice ace, I saw.
Yeah, lefty.
Very good ace. The same hole that Maria Lever aced last year. So,
Yeah.
And not an easy hole, like a full 100 metres.
Yeah.
Great
huge
stuff.
But no, mate, like, I think a lot of people we haven't talked about Paige for a long time outside of like, oh, she's been in the bottom, or oh, she's been in the 40s, the 50s. To get up and win is huge.
She looked like the old Paige, and very emotional win. Do we have a little bit of audio to play, Paddy?
We certainly do. Let's have a quick listen.
Paige, it's been over a year since you've tasted victory. What does it feel like to be a champion again on the Disc Golf Pro Tour?
Yeah, I mean, winning is definitely icing on the cake for sure, but like, yeah, I don't even know. Just being back and like feeling confident again and stepping up to a tee pad and knowing where my disc's going to go, that's the more exciting part. Like, that vase is amazing. I'm excited to put it in the trophy room, but it's more just about like the confidence that this is going to get me moving forward.
I mean, talk a little bit more about the road to come back from such a tragic injury back in Norway. I mean, there was a moment where you weren't even sure you were going to be able to play the game that you love.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking about. Like, you know, usually when a tournament's over, you know, thank the spotters, thank the volunteers, all that, like, but for me, like, I have a year's worth of people to thank, and like the first two people that come to mind are Missy and Tom, because they were with me when it happened.
It's okay. You got this.
You know, Missy was like 2 feet behind me, and I'm like screaming bloody murder. It's like 8:15 in the morning. Tom takes his shirt off instantly, removes the OB flag, like makes me a little tourniquet. Missy's like, Seth, you need to come to the course right now. And, you know, like, Jules drove me the whole way to the hospital. Like, she sat with us all day, and Ayla's like singing in my ear, like, to calm me down while I'm like, they're putting my leg back in place and stuff. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to walk again or play. So, yeah, I don't even care about this tournament. I just, like, I don't mean it like that. It's so much bigger. It's so much bigger than a tournament.
Not a dry eye on the ground or in the booth, Zoe. Paige killing us.
Absolutely killing us. Did you hear her say that it's a nice vase for the trophy? That killed me. That's what I took out of
Vase?
that. See the vase, vase, whatever you want to call it, with the roses in it.
Yeah.
Turn it up.
Massive.
Get the trophy police out. That was a shocker.
No.
Nah, that's very emotional from Paige. I'm being facetious here. That's tough to listen to, even though I've heard it before, Paddy. It just means so much to her. It's awesome.
I mean,
I didn't realise the extent of her injuries.
Yeah, she's
The way she's kind of talking.
clean through 3 bones. So
yeah.
It's pretty huge.
like I did cut it a little bit, but she talks about, about her latest disc, the drive and how they made that while she was injured. And she called it that because it's, she's needed all this drive to actually get back and go to physiotherapy and go out and train. Like, we all saw the little videos of her training with the little, the tricycle and all that sort of stuff, getting around the course. So
she threw it on every hole too, and then she gave it away to a fan that was hyping her up.
Yeah.
That's trash. Hit the butt again, mate. Giving away you're just back, you just got to win. That disc was a big part of it. Look at the fairways you hit, 44%, 74%, and then you're like, okay, disc, I've had enough of you. See you later.
I love when they give that stuff. Like, Simon just gives away his shit.
Crazy. I'd be locking that thing Anyway, amazing stuff.
Huge, super emotional. Glad to see Paige back at the top of the podium.
You know what I also like to see, and I spotted it on Disc Golf Network. Her caddy, Henry Pearson, who is the one of the TDs, one of the heads of Tour Down Under in New Zealand. He was the caddy.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I was like, hang on. Look at him just putting in the yards, making those connections. So you heard it here first. Paige Pierce playing the Tour Down Under next year. Lock it in, 100%.
Oh,
Put the house on it, Paddy.
All right. I like it.
Another reason to sign up for the tour.
I'll tell you what, it was very contrasting interviews between Paige and Gannon as well. Did we see that? Gannon just said, I played good. I played really good. I enjoyed here. I played good.
Good on him though. I love it. I'm really loving Gannon. He's just confident. Mate. He's got the strut. He's really the best we've got to like a modern day, like not Jordan. He's nowhere near Jordan, but he's got a little bit of an aura about him where he's like, I don't really give a shit how I come across or what you think of me. I know I'm good.
Nick Kyrgios? Nick Kyrgios kind of vibes.
Nah, because he wins.
Because he wins. Yeah, exactly. No, I mean Gannon. Yeah, he should be confident. He had an 8-stroke win over Cole Redalen.
That's huge. That's the equal biggest winning margin. Yep. I think Cole actually had that chocolates, and Gannon equaled it. So that's crazy.
Well, C1 46%. Jeez, I can't talk today. C1 in regulation 46% from Gannon. C2 regulation 72%. And then when you're putting at 92% in C1X and 33% from C2,
that's dangerous.
You win in tournaments.
Hit some just flat out nasty putts.
Yeah,
I actually had some good catches.
Yeah,
and I might bring that up because we always talk about the spit outs.
Yes,
but geez, he had some good catches. I'm talking like that single left chain. That might be like the best chain on any basket. Is the one that's furthest on the left.
And these are
I've seen that put in work.
These are Latitude Pro baskets.
Yeah,
Pro basket.
Yeah, they were the Latitude ones. Yeah. So all portable ones.
Kudos to them. They haven't changed that design in a long time.
I don't think so.
No.
I also saw some spit outs. Gossage had another one. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Remember the one he had last year that basically got him into a playoff because he had a spit out 16? Yeah, 16. I think it spat out. Actually, it spat out Isaac Robinson. That's who it spat out.
Yeah, okay.
Gross.
It was actually good to see Isaac getting up onto. Well, what did he tie? He tied for 4th in the end, but it was good to see him.
He looked good
back up there too.
He looked like the world champ. You know, he had that sort of. He had this circle 2 putt happening. He had that putt just. How good is it seeing him just walk up to a putt and just put it in within 2 seconds?
Yeah,
like he's just like bang, straight in. So good.
There's a lot I like about it.
Yeah,
Paul Macbeth coming in at 7th as well, huge. Calvin 6th. You know, there's some big names. Ricky at 3rd. So a lot of these old boys are starting to really step up.
Yeah, I think we brushed over Cole as well. It was good to see him come second. Like he's definitely got some really good looking form, hasn't he? And he was hitting some putts.
Yeah, he's a tricky one to make any bets on. Yeah, to be honest, not that we bet on disc golf, but
not yet.
I think he's the most overrated player. Not because he's undoubtedly quite good, but geez, people rate him like he's like the best player in the world.
How old is he again?
Just because his form looks good.
Yeah.
He's young, isn't he?
Oh, very young.
Yeah. I don't think he'd be 20. He wouldn't be more than 20, surely.
No, he's super, super young.
Yeah.
A couple of the people a little bit older, as you said, Macbeth in 7th, Eagle back in the top 10, and Uli tie for 10th.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought Uli would do well in this course, so I thought that was quite well.
Yeah, I saw a few highlights from him, actually. Yeah. Played super well. I think the biggest thing from him was
confidence.
Putting.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, he putted at 98% in C1X.
He's the best C1 putter this season.
That's pretty confident.
Yeah, he's very confident. And the one last note I've got about Portland is the crowd. Like there were like 2K spectators each day, and the final day in the rain, they didn't care. They were out there watching, which was really cool to see.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Very, very cool to see.
Nice. All right.
So next up on the US side of things, we've got the Beaver State Fling at Milo McIver Park. I've already written on the notes here. I'm tipping Paige and Eagle. So who you guys liking? I was going to point out Nate Doss, the big boss Doss, is playing.
That's pretty exciting.
I noticed
That's pretty cool. Is he playing MPO or?
He's playing MPO, mate. He had to renew his PDGA membership. So his rating came back. He's 1038 rated. He's actually 8th on the list.
Yeah.
And he's ahead of Paul Macbeth.
What do you reckon
lock him in.
His event average is going to be?
10:38. The ratings are lock on, aren't they? Aren't they spot on?
When you haven't played for...
Mate, he's got the keys for closing. He knows them all. How can he lose?
Just for a second, just imagine that though. Just imagine that little fairy tale. Dos comes back and takes out the win. Would he commentate on himself? I mean, not live, obviously, but oh my goodness me.
Do you reckon if he's in the running, do you reckon he's thinking about his keys for closing?
100%.
I got to drive good. I got to keep it in bounds. I got to make putts, and then also destiny.
Add a touch of destiny.
Yeah.
Who's Destiny?
Pretty exciting to see him on the list.
I legitimately cannot wait to see him.
Yeah.
He stopped playing before I sort of started watching disc golf, so I've never seen him play. He's actually only 39.
That part. Oh, that's why he's not playing MP40.
He's not even 40 yet.
What about Val? Is she coming back?
One more year.
Is she on the list?
Oh, that's a good question.
Val Jenkins?
Didn't check Val. But it's all about Night DOS.
All right. Well, who are your tips then?
Yeah, Eagle and Paige.
Eagle and Paige. All right. Fergs, who do you reckon?
I'm going to go Gannon and... KT Sloud, isn't she?
Yeah.
Holland?
Yeah, Holland's been playing pretty well. I reckon she's due.
Last round was a course record for Holland.
I really liked Eagle. That's a good tip there, but I'm going to say...
he just plays Milo McIver very well.
Yeah, he really does. I'll throw out Isaac because I reckon he'll enjoy this.
That's a good shout. Good shout.
West Coast stint, sorry. And then I might say Ella Hansen for the FPO. There we go.
Yeah, don't rate that one, but we'll see how it pans out. Now, we had an Australian tournament, the Mandalorian 2024, the Midas Touch, which I believe is a reference to the gold layout at Mundaring. I'm assuming.
That's where it is. Okay.
My boy.
I was going to say, is there a Midas in MA4? Or?
My boy, Blakey Houston, highs of flight, had an 11-shot lead over Alex Kinniston and Connor Donnelly.
Jeez.
Just rocked up and plonked down a 10.27 average, if you don't mind, Blakey.
That's very handy.
That's exciting coming into, the world teams. Nice, Blakey.
Very exciting. Your mate, Finney, had a win in MP40 in a playoff versus Paul Noisy Noisen.
There you go. What a way to get the chockies.
I hear they're good pals, those two.
Yeah.
MA1, Sean Dobbs had a win over Oscar Felberg, who I noticed Oscar was actually, he thanked his sponsor, Aldi, because he played with an Aldi shopping bag.
Please tell me he was wearing the full Aldi get-up,
mate,
though.
That's 100% Oscar. What a legend.
Have you seen the full Aldi gear?
No.
Track pants.
Oh, yeah.
Sweatshirt, shoes.
Yeah, right.
Oh, God. Go, Oscar. Wear the whole get up.
Hit him up.
And Dobbsy, good win. Disc Golf Warehouse.
Absolutely.
MA40, Dave Briggs. So Briggsy had a one-shot win over Lee Baker and Matt Beard.
Close one.
It was very close. And I think Boat rounded that out, just one shot back from those boys. So MA40 was where it was at. FA40, Joanne McCamish had a win. MA50, Michael Cansey had a two-shot win over Jeff Brunsting.
Geez, these Melbourne boys just sneaking over.
Yeah, Jeffy would have had some very convenient work over in WA.
Oh, yeah.
He knows how to do it.
Didn't we make a joke about him just trying to get as far away from Alan as possible or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
MA2, Knur. Please,
No.
If you're listening, please send in how do I actually pronounce your name. It is Knher.
Yeah.
Santon. He won by 12 shots in MA2. Smashed it.
Jeez.
No. FA2, Julie Donahue had a win. MA3, Gethin Barden had a win. MA4, Rain Lanametz had a win. And MJ15, Tommy Baker.
Oh,
Shout out to all those involved with the Mandalorian.
Very good. Very good. That's been going on a few years now.
That's been a few years, yeah.
How long's Blake won it for? Is his third?
Mate, he's the king of Monday. Absolute king.
All right, good. All right, next up, I think we're going to have a chat to Liam Downing. He's coming on to talk about the upcoming Queensland Open.
We just called to have a chin wag. We just called to have a chat with friends. We just called to talk some disco and to catch up on the latest disco trends.
And on the phone, we've got Liam Downing. Now, Liam is the TD for the upcoming Queensland Open. And Liam, thanks for joining us on the tee-off. We're keen to hear a little bit about the event.
Hey, boys. Thanks for having us. We just pouring tea pads at the moment, but keen to have a chat about the upcoming Queensland Open.
Literally on the course, pouring pads.
Pouring tea pads.
That
doesn't get much better, does it?
That's it, yeah. No,
you got them all pointing the right way.
That was literally what I was going to say. Are they pointing the right direction?
Fergie sucks at that. Liam, thanks heaps for coming on, mate. Very excited about the Queensland Open, not only because last year's Queensland Open was almost the tournament of the year, but this one's on a brand new course, the Logan Village Disc Golf Course, which I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, you are the owner of.
No, I'm not the owner. I would like to have been the owner. But the owner his name is Ben.
Okay.
Ben's
so
the
explain how disc golf fits into this establishment and how it all came about. Because I hear it's Liam Downing's baby, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, pretty much. So maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I play golf as well. So I've been a member here for a few years and, always played disc golf. And, we held a little tournament probably 2 years ago out here before Ben actually took over the ownership. And once he come on board, we mentioned it to him and, just said that, it's a perfect location. We just need to get the right equipment, tee pads and proper baskets. So, we suggested that to him and he was keen to get on board. And, me and a few mates have just designed the 18 holes out here. We've had a few changes. The hardest thing is making the disc golf course follow the layout of the golf course so you can run tee times. But other than that, it's been a great adventure so far.
Now, you said proper baskets, Liam. What baskets did you get?
Well, we did have some knockoffs from China that we had. But,
the others are still from China.
The V2s.
Ooh.
The Aces, yes. There you go.
Right.
So, shameless plug.
The Aces.
That sounds exciting. So 18 in the ground and you've got 18 tee pads as well?
Well, 17 in the ground and 1 hanging.
One hanging.
Oh, here we go.
Hello.
Hey.
Hanging baskets.
I haven't played on hanging basket for a while. That sounds exciting.
Now, I did see we are doing the signage for you as well. We've kind of we're donating our time at RAD to help with a little bit of sponsorship and do the graphics for you. So please flick through those whole descriptions too, mate, when you get the chance, because I want to get them finished for the event for you. Par 60. So there's a few par 4s out there.
Yeah, quite a few par 4s. Hole 5 is one of my favourites. It previously was a par 5, but after a few of the bigger boys come out, it was too soft of a par 5. So we ended up changing it to a par 4, and it's only had 2 birdies on it since. So
I was going to say that's a pretty decent par 4 sitting at 231 metres.
You've got some elevation there, don't you, Liam?
Yeah, so there's probably about 4 holes that, you got to go over elevation. And from the very top of the golf course to the bottom is like 51 metres in elevation. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, hole 2 is one of the iconic ones that everyone loves because you're teeing off from hole 2, tee pad to the basket, I think it's like 35 metres. So it's 130 metre or 120 metre par 3. But, it's throwing down that elevation. It's easy to go long.
Yeah, okay, cool.
This is sick. I'm getting very excited, Liam. I think it's just refreshing to see a course designed by, you're an up-and-coming MPO player, so it's good to see someone out there that can shred, actually putting in some big boy holes. Yeah. Very, very excited.
A little bit biased on some of the holes,
Tell me you're a forehand dominant player. I don't actually know. There better be a few forehands out there.
Yeah, there's a great mix of forehands out here. One of my favourites is the tie pair because you can just throw that thing on an absolute
Oh, God. Liam.
What a legend. Yeah. What an absolute legend.
You were selling it, and then you just killed. No.
Disclaimer, though, nothing wrong with the tie pan. It's just when it's in Tim's hands. Yeah. That's the problem.
I do miss it. Boy, do I miss it.
Liam, you've got a bit of water out there as well, so that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no. So actually, you probably won't notice it on the satellite if you've had a look, but probably in the last 6 months, we've put in like 4 new dams as well. So unless if you've played it, you don't realise that there's a lot of water out here.
So you've also, so there's some water, there's some elevation. We've got permanent baskets, we've got tee pads. There's looks like there's a little bit of trees, but what is the kind of feel to the whole design of the course? Are there a lot of open bombers? Are you sort of dragged into the woods a little bit, Liam? Are you trying to have a bit of a mix between all? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. There are the open bombers, which, I mean, we don't really have in southeast Queensland, but there are a few holes that you go in the trees. The open bombers we've made longer purely for the fact that there's nothing really to worry you except length. Okay. So those ones that go in the trees, they are the 70, 80 metres, but you're in the bush, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, you got your mixture out here, which I think everyone enjoys.
Yeah,
and apart from the event, obviously, which is you're working hard towards, the course is it will be open, or it'll be open to the public pretty soon. And is it like pay to play? What's the kind of cost, and how do you go about that?
Yeah, so we've been open for a little while now. The tee pads, we literally just finished them. So up until a month ago, there were no tee pads. But it's $10 to play. You can pay $25 and play all day. Cart hire is available. It's $25 for 18 holes, or like $40 for all day. So,
this is awesome stuff, mate. I absolutely cannot wait to check it out. I'm even more excited now that you mentioned Taipan holes and forehands and whatnot.
And cart hire.
Now, a little bit about the tourney itself. 135 players, 27 in MPO. Paddy, you're not on there, mate. Make it happen, Paddy. Just... after we're done here, get on the Jetstar, get your cheapest flights and lock it in.
Yeah, Liam, my wife she'll be 32 weeks pregnant on the weekend of the tournament.
When was Freddie born? He was born
at 34 weeks.
There you go.
So
okay.
I am a little bit nervous, but I think I might buy one of those little flexi flare things. So
make it happen.
If I got to go, I got to go.
But there's a stacked field in MPO, 27 players.
Yeah.
Liam, I'm going to need a tip.
Well, I mean, personally, if your wife's nearly due, I would stay home, hey. I wouldn't want that.
No, I meant a tip for the winner. Who's winning MPO? I'm telling
the
Paddy.
winner?
Yeah.
Hey, you're lucky I'm not playing. That's all I can say.
No, look at the list though, Paddy. What about yourself, Paddy? Who you reckon? There's got Dylan Feldman, Blake Houston, Dan Frost, Austin, Jade, Abra. I haven't played against Abra for Yonks. He's 972 rated.
Yeah. Look, I it's hard to go past Dill, but if it's a bit of a bomber course, maybe a Blakey Houston might be able to capitalise on a few of those longer holes.
I like the sound of a Dylan Feldman, Blake Houston playoff.
Ooh. And
over 3 holes too, aggregate.
Yeah. It's really hard to tip against Dill. He is hurting at the moment. He shot even at Mount Saviour, so maybe I will look past him.
Yeah.
I might go Dan Frost.
Yeah.
Dan. Like yeah, big bomber. If he can weave his backhands around those forehand holes, Dan Frost.
To be honest, I think Austin is probably due for a really big one.
Mate, look at the numbers. Yeah. Dan's the big dog out of Canberra now. He's 986 rated. Austin's 982. Jade's 976. So
how have we not talked about this?
Dan is confirmed big dog.
Uh-oh.
All right. What about MP40 looks pretty healthy too. Any tips there?
Oh, I mean, I hope one of the locals, Ryan Johnson,
It's got to be Ryan.
He's killing it.
He's never lost that kid.
Mate, he's been putting. What's he been? He's been putting 20 minutes a day since champs, and he's only missed 7 days or something.
So you say he's missed seven putts for this year? Sounds about right.
No, mate.
One of the first tournaments out here, Ryan Johnson actually beat me. I think it might have been by 1. So he's not a local. He's from up north, but I reckon if he plays well, he'll just dominate.
If he lives in the state, mate, they're local. So you can claim it.
That's awesome, mate. Well, Liam Downing, thanks heaps for coming on the pod, mate. Get to brushing those tee pads. We want them cherry ripe for Queensland Open. I can't wait to be there. Paddy will be there too. I'll have a chat to M for him. And wish you all the very best for a very smooth tourney.
No, thank you, boys, for having me on, eh? Have a good afternoon.
Cheers, mate.
All right, Timmy. Now, next up, we've got the Jomez Anthem bracket. So we had, who was up this one? It was 2018 versus 2024, I believe.
Spot on, 2018 versus 2024. And there was really no doubt who was going to win this one. It was 2018. Absolutely smashed 2024. I'm just getting the final percentages. 87% went for 2018's Crush versus 13%'s 2024 Dystopian Dream. And I got to shout out the Nuffies that voted for... hang on, where is it? The Nuffies that voted for 2024. Let's have a look.
Surely they're taking the piss.
Tommy Tulip, Dave Perry.
Oh,
David.
He might be 1,000 rated, but his music choice is definitely 700 rated.
He's got barely online presence, but he'll come on for that.
Oh, 100%. I can already see him bloody smirking at it too. Johnny Martin and Benedict O'Byrne all voted for 2024. So, boys, you four, get your ears cleaned out, give 2018 a fair listen, and stop having a joke at me poll, because there's no way you like Dystopian Dream over Crush.
Actually, we did have a message. I think it was Dennis Ladwig message in. He says he loves 2024 because it reminds him of the N64 days.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, still trash, but yeah.
See, as soon as I put up that poll, it was Liam Ongle from Sydney sent through a message that said "RIP 2024." I'm like, yeah, 100%. Anyway, 2018's Crush moves through to the next round, and next up we have the final first round matchup, which is 2021 Moving Day versus 2023's Flomez. So, Paddy, please hit play on 2021's Moving Day.
Ooh, that's solid.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I reckon this matchup's going to be pretty hotly contested. So that's up against 2023's Flomez.
All right. I feel like this is going to be close.
Yeah. It's very hard to split those two, I reckon. So that's 2021's Moving Day versus 2023's Flomez. Keep an eye out on the socials and make sure you vote for this one, because I think this could go down to the very last vote.
I think I know who I'm going to vote for.
I think I do too, but I don't want to say. I don't want to influence the poll.
No influence. Yep, fair enough. All right, looking forward to it.
21. Sorry.
No comment.
All right. Now, we did have a couple of questions come in. So, Timmy, I think all the timing of this has really revolved around the Mount Xavier League Day on the weekend. But Wayne Govan has messaged in, is Mount Xavier ready for Big Wet? And Marlon has also said, can we talk about Mount Xavier, the 18-hole layout?
Yeah, right.
What do you want to talk about, Marlon?
So,
baskets.
First questions first. Mount Xavier. Where is it? What's happening with it? It's up in Ballarat, yeah?
It's up in Ballarat. It's on a golf course. Mm-hmm. And kind of like Inverleigh, where there's the golf course where you're playing on the golf holes or across the fairways a little bit. It's alongside a bit of rough, which is not acacia, it's just like a pine tree plantation.
Right.
And they're perfect for disc golf. Because you're thinking like trees without limbs in your way. Mm-hmm. The club have done a lot of work clearing all the little wispy stuff. So if you're off the fairway, you're of course impeded by lots of trees. But the gaps are kind of fair enough that you can go for them. So rewards people that are good at scrambling.
And it's got elevation in spades, of course, which is what a lot of courses around our area don't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
First impressions, heaps of fun, like a refreshing amount of elevation, wooded holes, you know, playing in pine, like it's why Pine Lines are so revered. It's just nice being in the jungle, weaving your disc around trees, and of course getting nasty tree kicks that you can whinge about later. Love it.
I saw a couple of videos. I haven't played it yet. I saw a couple of videos from your socials and a few of the other boys getting around as well. It does give me a little bit of Drysdale vibes at times.
Oh, yeah, I can
from what I could see.
Yeah, especially with the pines and, some of the more open stuff. Yep.
And you said there's not much elevation in Geelong or around this area.
Yeah,
but
well, for permanent courses.
That was our only bit of elevation. But yeah, there probably isn't too many newer players or since the COVID, that have played Drysdale because we haven't been back there. But it did give me some of those vibes. Now,
is it the first question though? Is it ready for big wet?
Is it ready for big wet?
And that's like right now. No, obviously we've got time before big wet to get it ready. And I think they're going about it the right way. Like nothing's concreted in, nothing's set in stone. You know, they've got the baskets there that can be moved. They've got the tee pads there that can be moved. They're going to tweak.
So
a
they're
few
not
things.
permanent.
Well, there's
baskets
there's
aren't
definitely
permanently
baskets concreted in at the moment.
I think the first 9, the back 9, not yet. Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
Yep. Either way, they've got 18 baskets. You know, they've only
what baskets?
The Red Ace V2.
Lovely.
I think. I agree. Like, I think they're doing it the right way. It's they're having to kind of like do things a little bit faster as well. I know initially getting those baskets, they hurried it along because they couldn't play Vic Park, and they were like, "Shit, let's go and we've got baskets, we've got a course, let's go throw them in." So, I know Marlon's doing a lot of hard work there and the crew to kind of get something together, and
it did remind me of like the very first rendition of Inverleigh, and you have to take it slow. You don't want to go like clearing all the trees. Keep it rough, make it like super, super hard and fine tune it over a couple of tourneys is my advice.
The only disappointing thing, of course, is that pretty much where the whole front 9 is 5 year is on a 5-year lease at the moment, and will go probably if the monastery sell it.
Really?
Yeah. So pretty much almost 2/3 of the course, if not half, at least half, maybe 2/3, is going to be probably sold either to developers or is going to go back to green space, which might still mean a new a disc golf course, but it's just the terms of the lease at where it's at the moment.
Yeah, right.
So
let's start the Kickstarter. Let's get the cash.
So 5 years is a long time anyway, and a lot can happen in that time. Who knows?
Is it a crown? So it's Crown land, like public.
It is Crown land. Well, part of it is, but part of it is actually owned by some nuns.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All right. I wonder if we can get nuns into disc golf.
I'm sure
there are some flying nuns out there. So.
Well, look, I'll grab. I've got a few faith putters in the garage. We'll take them up. All right, hang on. We digress. So Mount Xavier, it's 18 baskets. Does it have the space for more? Like, what kind of are we talking? Like a championship sort of level area design? Like, what's the design like at the moment? What do they want from the design?
At the moment, the design is good. There's some really tricky holes out there. There's some easier holes out there. I think some of the par 4s, not all of them, but some of them could do with a little bit more distance maybe. But it's just fun. It's not like a black level course by any stretch.
Yeah. Well, what would you say it is at the moment? I would have guessed the white.
What Dylan and I shot even par. We played like dog on the weekend just gone. But
did you get a rating for it?
No, it was metrics.
Metrics.
I probably got a metrics rating, but I don't know what that means. I would say it's probably harder than Inverleigh white, but it's probably similar.
Okay.
Yeah. Around 930
for par.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's probably about right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. But either way, look, they've only got one set of tees in, really, and they've got ideas for a couple more. There's so much potential out there.
Okay.
Like, it's huge. You could make some great gold holes and, make a nice, fun red course, like as in like 850 kind of rated as well. There's loads of potential.
I think the way to do it is to keep it how it is for like your leagues, and like that's what you want. You don't want a black course as the only layout. You want to have like a white or like a challenging intermediate layout as the mainstay that you use for all your leagues and whatnot. And when you have a big comp like a big wet or, a Vic Open, looking ahead into the future, that's when you can make these really challenging par 3s, make the par 4s a little bit longer. I would say don't rush out there and concrete in pads and all that sort of thing. Keep your pads manoeuvrable and your tee pad locations changeable. And maybe if you haven't concreted in all the baskets, keep them maybe concrete in a couple of sleeves and have different positions, because I think that will go a long way.
That'd be something I'd really like to see, is multiple basket positions.
They may have just purchased a few.
Yeah,
sure.
Because what's a disc golf basket sleeve cost? That can't be that much expensive.
$50, 40, 45.
That's
maybe.
it.
Yeah, and some concrete. That's cheaper than a teapot.
Mate, I'll shout a disc golf basket sleeve to just put the basket on the right side of the fairway, make it a 4-hand hole. Surely.
Marlon, don't do it now.
But Marlon, the feedback
is designing.
Yeah, and I just want to shout out Marlon. Marlon, it's so backhand dominant, that course. Chuck in some forehands, please. The first 9 was great. Had a couple of nice flex forehands. The back 9, it's all backhands, mate. Where's me forehands?
Yeah. Leave it as it is, mate. And you obviously listened to some advice, so good on you.
No, I think the first word that springs to mind, though, is fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, that's probably the only extra thing I'd say about it. Like, get help with design. And this isn't like something I'm just saying to Marlon. This is something I'll say to everyone. You got a disc golf, your opportunity to design a course. I get it. It's fun as shit to design courses, but it takes a lot of time, a lot of thought, and you probably need help. And reach out to people, get them to come in.
Yeah, listen to feedback, and take the feedback on board from the people that have the experience. So yourself, Fergs, Paddy, you've seen a lot of courses. I think sometimes, and the club, they have their workhorses that are there at every working bee and do all the work, but sometimes they may be a little bit, they've got the blinders on because they haven't played many courses. It's just the nature, they're new to the sport. They maybe only played like 2 or 3 courses. They haven't been around the country. They haven't been in the States. I think get the advice from the experienced people out there.
And it's the nature of just Ballarat, where it's at the moment. And they only got disc golf a few years ago. And
spot on.
There's a lot of new players and some great players. But it's just it's a burgeoning kind of community there. And I think they've got a lot of potential with that place. And not just, there's a full open bar manned all the time, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just an Inverleigh where it's closed.
Question, what's the facilities like?
They've got lawn bowls there and everything.
They keep their Mars bars in the fridge. I'm going to give it a 1 star.
Look
out for my UDisc rating.
And I have it on good star.
Is this a trash or cash? I love a cold Mars bar.
Nah, shocking, mate.
Yeah, really? Oh, wow. Okay. Right. Total cash.
I was going to say, I have it on good authority too that there is a disc golfer already working in the bar at the Mount Xavier Golf Club, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Shout out to Monty.
But boys, you got to get out there. I put it in the group chat saying, boys, league day this weekend. Let's get out there. New 18 course. You slackers got other plans.
Yeah. Yep. I was
shocking.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have to go vintage shopping.
Yeah.
Fergie. All right.
I couldn't get off the toilet. No
way. Missed the first part of the questions though, so we'll backtrack to those. Wayne Govan has said who will win each class at Tinty?
Oh, I think we covered that enough.
Let's just lock in T-Bone for MPO.
Yeah.
MP40's only got Youngblood in it, so I'm going to go ahead and tip him. MA1, Jono Dract versus Henry Arnold.
Yeah, Jono.
I'm going Henry.
All right, cool.
Maybe because he's on my team, maybe. I don't know.
I'd like to see the young boy win.
Yeah. MA40, we've got Ryan Nicholson, Lee Thompson, Charles Duplessis, Damien Holman, and Daniel Marks. That is a tight division.
Oh, Lee Thompson.
Yeah, he's been.
If he's on, he's on. Look out!
I'm with Lee. He's been playing good.
Yeah.
FA40, Michelle Schultz, Christy Hales Thornton, and Pirate Bucky. I have to tip Pirate.
Yeah, I have to tip Pirate.
But let's go Christy. I'm going to go Christy. She's the TD. It's got that handicap. But
I'll say Michelle.
Yeah.
Throw it out.
MA50, Dan Hartley, Terry Bowen, Chris Harris, James Arnold, Stephen Bronzthal. I'm going to go with James.
I was saying, you're going to tip against your dad?
My dad's not in form. There's a scoop there for you, Wayno. He's got a sore shoulder. I'm going to go with James Arnold, narrowly in front of Dan Hartley.
I reckon Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
I think James might have won last time. I can't remember. I'll go back at the old Tinty. MA2, Jamie Bundaberg, Ben Oppitz, Matt Jennings, Kaylin Haramis. Don't know those names. So
you can throw a blanket over the field.
The 911 rated Jamie Budenberg is not a propagator, so that tells me that 911 is maybe a little inflated. I'm going to go with Ben Oppitz. FA2, Jess Holman versus Bonnie Oppitz. I'm going to have to go with Jess.
Yeah, Jess.
Young gun.
Yep.
MA3, Russell Swanson, Curtis King, David Stevens, Wayne Govan. I've got to throw the shout out to Wayno. He's the underdog in that division, but he's been playing good. Had his first win.
All right, I'll say Curtis.
Curtis is good though.
Yeah.
MA4, do we even tip MA4? It's just like a mixed bag. There, like someone will throw like 1,000 rated. Tim Frost, the TD.
Yeah, go Tim. TDs.
I mean,
the TD win.
Yeah, Nick Marks is pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't know. The rest, I mean, we can't tip him, Wayne. We don't know the names, so I'll give him a shout out when they win. But did you get what you wanted? We tipped Wayne. That's what he wanted.
Yeah,
I think that's what he was.
That's all he wanted.
Yep.
All right.
Marlon also asked, "Are there any new courses that you are keen on?"
That I'm keen on.
I mean, Queensland Open.
Queensland Open course.
Yeah, Logan Village. Cannot wait to check that one out.
Yeah, as we heard, there's a lot of exciting things happening. So yeah, keen to get up there.
I want to play Pine Rivers again. I mean,
Pine Rivers was fun.
Yeah, it's not really new, but it's new to me because I only played it once for the tourney.
I mean, Chris redesigned that and did such a good job. I loved the changes and going there and playing. That was awesome. Yeah, it is a little bit sad not to play it again.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't really give a shit. I mean, they've all got rad baskets, so that's fine.
Any other new ones popping up though? Anything? Anyone?
Yeah. Well, what's happening?
Nah.
No, nothing.
No. Was as in like I'm not talking about it.
Was there one that didn't Canberra get a newie?
Oh, Canberra. Well, we did.
Can we just quickly on Canberra? Like they've got the Sizzler. Have you seen the new announcement of
the Drizzler?
The Drizzler.
Drizzler. Love it.
Absolute cash.
They've got a 9-hole course at a school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know whether that one is Gold Creek. I know Adam Stewart's involved.
Jay's not allowed to play that one, is he? He's got to keep his distance from school stuff.
Right, eh? No, I don't want to play a shitty 9-holer at a school. That smacks of Christian college, mate.
No, it's better than that.
Okay.
But no, anything else? Are you talking about ACT or? They've got loads going on there. I just feel like they've moved the other baskets from Western out to some other place now. It starts with T. Is that? I don't forget what it's called. Anyway, whatever.
Let us know.
All the newbies, I think the ones that I want to play are the Western layout because that's been changed. I mean, haven't played that new layout, and Pine Lines haven't played that for years, so it'd be good to play Pine Lines again.
I know that Mundaring is getting the second 18.
Yeah.
I know we've kind of talked about that the other
last
week.
time. Yeah.
So that's something kind of new as well. But yeah,
I've already asked Finney to make sure you give us the Aussie team a lot of heads up about it, which I'm sure he will.
And hopefully Inverleigh will get the second 18, depending on grant applications and things like that. So
yeah. Well, can I just put it out there as well? Vic is there's a lot of good things happening, and there's some big courses that are popping up around the place.
Where?
Like Inverleigh, Mount Xavier, they're all, have we noticed that they're all outside Melbourne? Can Melbourne get a championship level course already?
I don't think it's for lack of trying. I know those guys are working pretty hard on a few different councils and stuff like that. But I mean, space-wise, 18 holes, it's a bit of a premium. You know what I mean?
You're going to have to go out of the city for a championship level course, Paddy.
Olinda.
The city.
But that's out of the city still.
No, I'd call that Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know those guys are trying pretty hard and they've got their fingers in a few different pies there and stuff like that. But it's hard going.
Not for saying that they're not trying.
No,
but yeah.
I mean, the capital cities. I mean, no,
it's the same as Sydney.
The big cities like Sydney, Melbourne, Sydney. Where do you find a big pocket of forest in the middle of the city? You can't.
Yeah. There's a few big parks there.
We're going to rely on them for the feeder courses. They're going to have your beginner courses, intermediate courses, get people hooked in the sport, and then when they want to get out of the city, start a family,
play some real disco.
They'll
come down.
Start building those big courses. They get good, move out, find some land, turn into Owen, have that big disc golf mecca.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the end of another episode, hey? Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for being back, boys. It's good to have the three of us back in the booth. Please make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Send in any questions or topics you would like us to discuss. Keep an eye out for that Jomez bracket too and get those votes in. I think this one's going to be quite close. Until next time, we hope you get out and play some disc golf with your mates.
So that's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. I don't know why you're still here. We have to go see our families. Seriously, just go play disc golf.